Hey, what's up everyone? Ryan here, and today I'm going to be playing my final game in the College Football 25 Kentucky Dynasty series. So here we are in year 6 of this dynasty. The year is 2029, and we're going to be playing the week 1 matchup, the Kentucky Wildcats against the Oregon Ducks. So we're ranked 19 going into this next year. Oregon is ranked number 2, and the reason I chose Oregon right now overall wise, they are the number 2 AI team behind Georgia. So we have the best overall, the Kentucky Wildcats, 95 overall at the 95 offense and a 96 defense. Now Oregon has a 90 overall, 91 offense and 90 defense. I wish we could have picked Georgia, but we can't since we had them on the SEC schedule. And I didn't want to have our final game not at Kroger Field in Lexington, Kentucky, because we play them away this season. So that, yes, this will be my final game in College Football 25. New content for that game will be starting just a few days from when this video goes live on July 7th. So stay tuned for that one. Gonna start with the Road to Glory on that day because the game's not launching till around noon on July 7th. So gonna try to get a Road to Glory out that afternoon, and then the Dynasty series will probably start the next morning or the next afternoon. So be on the lookout for that. But so excited for the College Football 26. Now I need your all's help. What team should we take over in the Dynasty? Let me know in a comment. You know, obviously, I want to play again as my Kentucky Wildcats. It's going to be much harder with the Kentucky Wildcats series this time if we do choose Kentucky again, because I am starting on Heisman right away. And also, Kentucky Wildcats have lost a lot of players due to the transfer portal, so a completely different team this year than in the beginning of College Football 25. So, let me know what team you want to see. Do you want to see Kentucky again? You know I want to see Kentucky again, but I'm also okay with changing it up if we get enough people that say they want to change it up. But let's dive on in. 95 overall Kentucky versus Oregon. It's cool to see Kentucky and Oregon because we played them in 2 national championships in this series. They've never gave us a close game either. So Oregon has a chance to finally get revenge against the Kentucky Wildcats, right? Because we've crushed them every time we've played them in this dynasty. Now, if you missed the last episode, in that last episode, I showed the full career overview. We won 4 national championships. So if you missed that, check the last episode in the Dynasty series. Here we go.
Welcome to Lexington, Kentucky, the Bluegrass State and home to the Kentucky Wildcats. And Big Blue Nation has turned out, revved up, and ready to go. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the number 2 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, taking on the 19th ranked team in the land, the Kentucky Wildcats. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up.
You know, it's funny because every time we played Oregon in the national championship in this dynasty, it hasn't even been a close game. Now, you're going to see Dan Honeycutt's final game.
The Ducks will get us underway with the opening kickoff.
What a special, your Heisman winner last year, Dan Honeycutt, generational talent, Stephen Bullock, also final game at quarterback. Ryan Gamer's final game at head coach. Speaking of Dan Honeycutt, look at his stats now. Look at his overall.
And here he comes.
95 as a junior.
A wide receiver out of the game plan, but Jesse, with this guy, he sort of believes
we may throw every play.
Yeah, and he gives defensive coordinators nightmares too, I swear.
Look at all these star players.
He scares you to death.
We have Guerrero still. Forsett is our wide receiver reconverted to tight end at the end of last year.
And so how many different
He was terrible at tight end last year, stats-wise, but now he's 79 overall. Watch him go.
The football, I throw it to him quick, I throw it to him deep. This is a playmaker that will be featured.
And this setter downs gets started from the 33.
So yeah, Guerrero, another generational talent. Chris Stacy at fullback, Tremaine Stack. Our offensive line, the lowest overall is like 70 overall. Not 70, sorry. 91. There's the new tight end, Forsett. The secret weapon.
Kentucky.
93 speed, 92 acceleration. We converted him last season to tight end. He never played because he was so bad. He had a good offseason up to 79 overall, And oh my.
Scoring 6. This offense is explosive.
Cameron Forsett, do you all remember? He was 6'2", and I said, he's going to make a great tight end. He doesn't have a chance to ever start at receiver, but he has a chance to overtake our graduating tight end. If you all remember, it's bad I can't remember his name right now. Who was our tight end? He was awesome. I just can't remember his name, but he took his place now, and what a start. We just do what we always do to Oregon. Every time we play them, we crush them. Oregon hates us, right? They always have such great seasons. Whenever they play us, whether it's the playoffs or the national championship, we beat them by 30.
So the Oregon Ducks offense will get the ball for the first time. And there's no doubt, guys, we will be.
And here's this fantastic defense. So, look who's playing. Karl Marcus there on the outside with platinum quick jump. Watch him.
Confident enough to go mano-a-mano with these two dudes on the field. They're two of the best in the nation.
We got Elijah Schooler playing defensive tackle for today's game. And we got Tim Rooks, of course, playing defensive tackle, and then Matthew Horn on the outside. Storm Livings, the 5-star bust who's turned into a non-bust. I see defense is still an issue. 96 overall.
43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on.
We finished with Kroger Field at the 10th toughest place to play. Last year did not help us with that, did it? Our defense didn't play last year whatsoever.
Doesn't matter. But you get the SEC against the Big Ten, and there's no denying there's a little extra juice in the building.
Definitely extra juice. The best two conferences, the biggest conferences, Palmer. Everybody talks
Come on,
about
team, 3rd and 1. I'm going to put the pressure on them. Slant week 3.
So, yes, it matters.
A lot of blue bloods in both conferences, David. You're right.
Come on,
I think
Storm.
something players are also very aware of, too, is having that conference pride, wanting to win this game.
Storm!
The rest of the
They
teams
called him a
in that
bust.
conference.
Nobody wanted him. Kentucky took a shot in year 1 of this dynasty. Our first 5-star, a bust. And he's 89 overall as a senior. Make it big. You're going for it? What?
And from the offense's perspective, that's probably making a little something out of nothing. Trying to show their strength.
Elijah Schooler took him to school. You're sophomore. He played as a true freshman, almost led the league in sacks. Oh, we got a defense.
Line gets set, first down.
Today, I'm excited for College Football 26. I'm sad this dynasty is over, but what a journey. 4 national championships. Dan Honeycutt touchdown. Let's get the Heisman winner going in double coverage.
He's going to let one fly down the middle.
Oh,
And he won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big time
look at Stephen Bullock yelling at Dan.
Get this dominant
Like, Dan,
wide
are you
receiver the
kidding
ball as
me?
often as possible.
Are you kidding me, Dan? I'm saying the same thing. What happened? How do you overthrow Dan? The quarterback's getting mad at himself, maybe, because he overthrew him. Wow, it is hard to overthrow 99 speed and 99 acceleration.
You have to let the defense's coverage dictate who
Wait,
gets
Forsett
the ball.
for a
There was somebody
touchdown.
else open on that play.
Dan Honeycutt for a touchdown. We take your pick.
right back up top on 2nd and 10.
The new tight end.
Loves to fire downfield.
I'm playing this so much different than I usually play it, right? It's the final episode, you know, let's just throw it.
You know, as an offense, you just don't get that many great opportunities in games to hit these type of big-time plays.
There's
Plays
Dan.
like that.
He lobs
There
one
he
high down the
is.
left side.
Heisman winner. Does it again.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Kentucky.
You can't guard him.
He's just
He was
running straight
unguardable
down the
last
field.
year.
The thing you got to look at there is the velocity on the throw by the quarterback. He didn't lob it, got it to him quickly, put it on his body. He was able to make
You know,
the
this
catch
is
and then run it in
typical
for a
Oregon every time we play them. Sorry to Oregon fans out there. It just, when we play them, they don't show up. Watch, they're about to beat us by 30.
They'll try to tack one
It's
more on their
always when we play Oregon, I'm telling you. They're the number 2 team. They're the second highest overall like CPU. And I looked at the roster. They are stacked to the max.
And they finished the drive with a 64.
And they're only like 1 behind overall to Georgia. And I think it's offense that's a little bit lower than Georgia's.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
But we have Dan
Oregon has
Honeycutt.
it back, and here comes the offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick.
And Shane Steinkühler is finally playing, the
scheme that you can use against
outside linebacker we got for coverage.
And the Ducks want to move quickly.
Right here,
Really nice looking throw.
Steinkühler.
When I think about the Ducks offense, I think about explosive plays, right? In the running game, but also in the passing game. I feel like if this team is going to win the conference, they need this guy here to be able to make throws like that.
Watch,
on a
Oregon
consistent basis.
heard me
But I'll tell
talking
you,
about him.
he
They're
really
getting
gives them a
upset now.
chance. He makes this offense go.
Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now second down. From the gun.
Look, is that Marcus? That was Marcus. Marcus getting his first tackle for the Kentucky Wildcats.
That
was a great tackle.
Being a heat-seeking missile. He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Quarterback floating away from
Our defense is
And he
unstoppable.
is not
96
gonna get
overall,
there
I'd
as the
say.
defense gets him on the ground.
The speed we have on the line, we're unstoppable. Just keep in mind, we are playing two left ends at defensive tackle right now.
And you couldn't ask for much.
One of them
more than
has
that.
like
A
85
perfectly
speed.
placed punt pins them inside the 5. Kentucky
Let's run it
has
to
back in the
Jermaine
big
Stack
blue
once, right? We have
offense
to.
take the
No, that's
field.
Siona
Jesse,
Loa.
a very productive
He's not the
drive
starter, but it's
last
'cause
time,
we're
wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing
on
and
the
matching
7-yard
play
line.
calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah,
You all
and I
think
don't
Dan
expect
Honeycutt's
anything
got
different.
one
When
more
you
in
put
him?
together a drive like that, I would do more of the same.
Nope.
Keep the pace, keep it going.
Got his man in the middle. And
Look
just
at
a
Stephen
short,
Bullock
safe
having a
pass
day.
play, They pick up a few. This is the type of play that can give the offense momentum. 3rd and short from inside the 20.
That play will forever
Gets it out quickly.
make you all cry, right? That was
And
the
they'll
play when I
finally
missed
get
the
it
wide
down
open
after a
receiver in the
terrific
game. If
kickoff.
we would have won
And on
against
that 3rd and
Georgia,
short, I don't think he
we
was
might have had
unhappy
hope
to
in the
see
playoffs.
zone.
It's that play right there that we
Great job
lost
by
it.
the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are, sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down.
And they
Nobody
got
open.
him.
Number
He'll get him
12,
down for the
Guerrero,
sack.
was kind of disguised there.
Not a
The
lot of
defender is right behind him,
productivity on
hiding
that last
himself.
play. They'll try it again on 2nd and long from the 23. They're trying to get to it. That pass is in.
Don't worry, I won't play like this when the new Dynasty starts. Well, you know, we'll go back to trying to play pretty smart football. Besides clock management, Dan Honeycutt.
One deep down the left side. And he makes
I'm
it
telling
back
you,
to the 20. And he'll
if
take
you
it
are
all the way.
one-on-one
They
against him,
down.
you will never win.
Wildcats.
And that is something that I hope
I
they
think in the pre-snap,
do
I
better
think
in
both
college
these
football
guys wanna
26.
say
It's
they
got to
have
be
to
fixed with
defensively
the AI
let
play
them
call.
know we can pitch
You
this
got to
thing
know
way down the
when
field.
you
I'm
are
gonna go one
coaching
under.
against Dan Honeycutt.
Yeah, when I'm the
You
receiver, I'm
always
like,
double team him. A safety and you have a defensive back playing back about 8 yards. That is the only way you can guard him. In this game, the AI does not do a good job against fast receivers. And when you have a receiver like Dan Honeycutt, he's basically unstoppable.
They'll try to add another to their lead.
Poor Oregon, right?
And with the extra
Those
point,
poor
they
Oregon
push the
Ducks,
lead
I
out
tell
a little
ya.
further. So their scoring drive took only 6 plays.
Well,
And
they're
they
not going to be
finish
the
it
number
with
2
a
teams in the
very
nation, right?
77-yard touchdown pass.
Oh, my.
And they thought
Way
about
to way to
return,
send
but
it off.
better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25.
And we're still on Heisman, too.
Winding down in the quarter as they come
We're
to
still on the
line.
same sliders we were playing on, too.
Here's the handoff.
I mentioned sliders. Oh, no.
They
The AI
finally
knows
get
now.
on
They
the
went,
ground.
oh,
That's
we
the
still
kind
have
of
the
play
slider
that will carry
advantage?
momentum into
What
the
is that?
second quarter.
Yeah.
Both teams made no secret they wanted to
I can
target their
tell you
big
one
play
thing.
receivers, and they've done just that in the
The
first.
biggest tip I can give you is when you're on Heisman difficulty, never give the AI an advantage, ever. It leads to so much unrealistic performances by the AI. Just watch the entire year 5 of this dynasty, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It was very unfair. It's the challenge I wanted. Well, this game doesn't really show that, but that's just the Oregon Ducks in college football 25 in my experience.
That defense runs him out of bounds.
But yeah, like, do not touch the sliders. So we're not gonna touch the sliders. We'll keep default Heisman. Usually the only thing I lowered in this game was interceptions, because I never want to see linebackers look like elite level receivers. And usually on the last game and in Madden, if you had the default, like all Madden or Heisman default, and you don't lower interceptions by about 10, usually it leads to like middle linebackers looking like wide receivers. So I haven't played the new game, so I don't know if it plays like that yet. We'll see.
He'll take a deep shot here.
Good play.
And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would
We're going for it again. I'm going to man up with him.
Could have held on. The offense failed to convert on 4th down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking.
Oh, that was a great play call. Wow. I tell you, Oregon's aggressive, as they probably should be.
For this offense.
They're the number 2 team, down 21.
From the gun, give on the inside. Works his way ahead for
yeah, I picked the toughest game we could pick on our schedule. Like, this was the toughest team available. They're the second best team this year. So they got to make a big comeback here.
He's looking to throw. He's got it. They go up top to get it down to the
Let's blitz them.
5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. Tight quarters deep.
Watch number 24 on the outside there on the left.
Down without scoring. 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete.
4th and 1. They're going to go for it. No, that is shocking. They should go for this.
Extend your route a little bit more so that you know you get the first down.
And it's a fake. The fake and a little shuffle.
You shouldn't do that. They went for it all right. What are they doing? They've been calling great plays offensively until that. On U of K, everybody.
10 from inside their own 5, and they'll try to get this drive started. They'll go to the ground.
Yeah, the reason I want to do Kentucky in the new game is obviously you can see the comparison, but also I care about winning 100% when I play as my team. When I play as another team, like, yeah, I care about winning, but I don't have that, like, fire like I had for the Kentucky Wildcats. But also, you all have seen Kentucky so much here on the channel. So I feel like we might need to do another one. We might choose another SEC team, like the team that came in last place in the SEC last year. Wait, was that Kentucky?
Having a first half. He's over 2
that might have been Kentucky.
Setting up. This
Wait.
kid might break his career high in passing. I don't know what it is. Somebody get stats for me.
Tight end finds a soft spot.
We would have been close, actually. We would have been very close, if not last place. So that sent Danny Honeycutt long. This team is just stacked. Oh, 19. That's Sands, right? What a throw!
And chunk plays are the name of the game.
Of course, Dan Honeycutt gets a lot of the credit, but Stephen Bullock is an elite level quarterback. Oh, this is a touchdown. Again, this is something.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. The aerial assault continues. A shot toward the end zone.
That is, if I had to say, my number one hope for college football 26 is that the AI is much better when they're facing off against fast wide receivers. It doesn't matter the dynasty you're playing. If you have a player like Dan Honeycutt on a press coverage, you're never going to guard him. It's a touchdown every time with a good quarterback, and we have a good quarterback. It's something that I've talked about this dynasty that has to be addressed in the new game, and I hope that they did. It's not being like him getting beat like that is how it should be, right? That's not the issue. The issue is the play call on the defensive side. You have to realize that the line of scrimmage that you better back off and you better audible. And that's what they need to fix. Like, obviously, that's realistic. Dan Honeycutt can beat anybody on a press. I don't care who the cornerback is without a safety over top. Even with the safety over top, good luck. I want them to make the AI a lot smarter at recognizing that.
Western Michigan was far from the
Because in real life, that after the first touchdown there, any defensive coordinator is not going to allow anything deep on Dan Honeycutt the rest of the day.
Time to check those receipts, if you know what I mean. It's one
Dan Honeycutt, everybody. I mean, he says Heisman, the AI have an advantage on sliders. No. I am the advantage. I am Heisman, right?
It's just difficult for defenses to get him on the ground. Not overly huge, but if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm going to continue to find ways to feature him.
Carl Marcus got another hit, and Andres Robledo coming up with the hit. He's our safety this year. We had to make a change after our terrible secondary last year at safety.
Something to feel good about going into halftime. On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. Got his man quickly.
I'm going to try to control Marcus here and use quick jump to get off the line.
The Ducks moving quickly to the line. They'll throw it on 1st down.
Oh, I was there.
Back open in the middle.
I almost had him.
They'll rip off 8 on that.
Ow, I almost had him.
No huddle offense to the line. On 2nd down.
He's so fast off the line. Platinum quick jump is nuts.
Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line.
Now let's just have him control himself there.
Looking to move it through the air. Working the middle, it's complete. He's all the way down to the
28-0. Does this look familiar, everybody? I gave Oregon another shot.
Starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10.
I gave him one last shot, right?
He's gonna pass.
What a play.
The freshman able to get home with the sack.
The freshman getting a sack.
As this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. This drive was rolling, and then it got thrown into reverse. Here's a 2nd and 18.
Oh, good catch. What?
There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. Ball is at the 20. They'll try to convert this 3rd and short. They'll try to get the first through
Pick that! Andres Robledo! Platinum house call. You all remember when we recruited him? Moved him to safety. Look at him.
He will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Kentucky.
Platinum house call. They're going to intercept that almost every time. Like you saw him just take off on a full sprint.
Significant gap developed between these two teams right now.
Oregon, welcome to the Kentucky Wildcats playing at Kroger Field in Lexington, Kentucky.
On point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
That was a phenomenal play. Just incredible.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is
Kentucky is going to be a hard rebuild in college football 26 because like we lost a lot. And our team had like a 90 defense when I started this Dynasty series. So we started like right when the game came out before like the midseason roster update, right? So we had a much higher overall Kentucky team.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right.
Poor Oregon.
To be conserved. If we're a little bit down, listen,
hey, we got a defense finally, everybody, so that's good.
Like we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the 2nd half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive.
We actually have a defense this year.
Now, at the end of the 1st half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
Last year was rough, wasn't it? I mean, it was so rough.
To the air on 1st down. Under heat, and he gets rid of it.
Was that Marcus? It was.
Just as he released it.
It is so frustrating when you play against quick jump. Platinum quick jump. You have to basically double team them every time. We have not faced off against a left end that had quick jump.
He's looking to throw. On target.
Well, he's a right outside linebacker, right? But we move him. He's playing left end because what we found out in the position changes last year is if you change the position, bad things happen.
They'll go to the air
because you lose the perks.
Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid.
Which is why he didn't play a game. The other Lee Brock. Lee Brock was the platinum quick jump last year, and he lost it because I changed him to change his position.
Nice job sticking up and bowing their necks for this defense.
Complete out
Come
of the
on,
backfield.
they've got for it
He
every
steps out of
fourth down. I mean,
bounds,
it's
but it will be enough for a first
35-0
down.
with 6
And
seconds
it's
left.
first down, but they'll try the field goal in the closing seconds of the first half. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. Absolutely perfect. Well, they got 3 back, but that's about all you can say about it. That late in the half field goal always
Commentator
gives you a
just
little
is
boost
not
going
impressed.
to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to
Well,
answer. And
the
coverage
Oregon
team
Ducks
able to
doing what they
wrestle
do
him
every
down.
time they play Kentucky
First
in
half
this
in the
Kentucky
books. Time
Dynasty
now to join
series.
Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. One of the best atmospheres in football, and we've got a fun one from Lexington. And there is no better place to start this halftime than by reviewing how this wideout has been a one-man wrecking crew. The kid's been everywhere, and I love how he's willing to go across the middle, but that he also has the jets to burn these DBs on the deep ball. If this defense wants to actually come back in this one, they better hide his cleats. And with
What
that,
about that
let's send it
offensive
back to the
line?
guys at
That's,
Old
something that I've
Commonwealth
just
Stadium in
overlooked.
Porter Field.
We're playing against the third best defense in college football this year. Kentucky, we have 96. Georgia has 92 or 93. This team has 91. This is one of the best defensive lines in the country, and our offensive line is making them look like they've never played football.
Kentucky will
And keep
put it
in
deep
mind,
to get
this
the
is
second half
with the
underway.
AI having +5 in all of their sliders. So, like, they have an advantage over our offensive line. Our offensive line says no.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball
You
will
don't have
come
an
out to
advantage.
the
We're better,
25
and we
yard
are.
line. And Oregon has it back, and
Who's
here
going to be the
comes
number
offense.
1 team after
Huge
this?
deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive,
One thing I
man,
want
is
to, what I might
everything
test at the
matter
end of
in
this
the hands
video
on
is
this,
just
'cause
simming the
every
season,
possession in the
because
second
I have
half
auto
is
recruiting
gonna be
turned
critical.
on. I just want
Yeah,
to
and
see
I
how
think
they
if
do
you're an
recruiting
offense, why hold back?
with
What are
elite
you worried
recruiter.
about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
We have elite recruiter, and we've had like the best recruiting class 3 years in a row.
On that one, and the tackle is finally made. Off play action on first down. Trying to escape and get it himself.
It'll be interesting to see
On
how
the
the
run,
AI
he'll
scouts with the
slide to
same
avoid the big
coaches,
hit.
right?
The Ducks have taken it inside the 20.
And I kind of want to see what record this team can finish with simming. We should never lose.
Caught in the backfield. It's Ball. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down. The Ducks have their offense in high gear. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. They bring him down, and he's
But
gonna
also,
lose
I
a
might
yard
just
on
end
that
it
one.
on this legacy,
You see,
right?
this is what
I think we
great
just end it
defenses
on
do.
this legacy.
Great defenses swarm to the football. So
This team
when
has done
you
it.
do miss a tackle, it's not the end of the world. There's another guy right there to wrap him up. Great defenses seem like they got 12 guys on the field.
And he
What a way to
walks
go
into
out by
the
crushing
score.
Oregon. It's not over yet, though.
Touchdown, Ducks.
Yeah, and this offense needs a spark, man. Down big. This
Yeah, they
listen,
needed
it's
that.
Game one. It's not the end of the world, but we got a deficit. Got to put
Their
some
coach
drives
is
together.
losing
Nice
them the
drive
game.
here.
Their
Now the
defensive
defense needs to do
coordinator
their
is.
part because they got to put this thing in turbo.
Their offense has not been the
Almost ready
problem.
to
Their
kick it away
defensive
after
coordinator
scoring the
does
touchdown.
not know how to play against Dan Honeycutt. Honestly, no
Looking for
AI in
block.
this game. They all struggle
job by the
against
coverage
fast
unit. Put a
receivers. They just
stop to that
don't
return.
ever consider the speed of the receiver on the other side.
Kentucky has it back, and the big blue offense takes the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball.
Stephen
and
Bullock is
And
insane.
it's caught. And what a job to get the foot down and make it a huge gain.
That
along
is
the
not an
sideline.
easy throw to make.
And a big reason why
Casually
this team has the
250
lead in this
yards
game
for
is
Dan.
because of plays like that. They know they've got firepower throwing the ball. They've got the dudes outside that can make things
Our
happen.
offensive line is
You saw it
incredible.
The first half, and you see
What?
it here again early in the third quarter.
Let me tell you, this
Only
senior
better defense than
quarterback
Oregon this
has
season
fitted in a
is
tight window.
Georgia.
Trying to find his
Like, this
man
is
on
nuts.
first down. Finds his man. It's Guerrero.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are.
If that's what you're going to run, good luck.
And they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
I was hoping that Dan would have just went straight up the field. I should have audibled. That's on me.
Defender got his hand on that one.
It was an out route, right? They had time to catch up to him.
They'll try to get it through the air.
I thought he was coming in.
Oh, they really could have used that
my.
pass there. Physical pass defense.
Let's run it.
brings
4th and
up a
1.
fourth down.
We can get it.
No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it.
With this
On
offensive
4th
line,
down, flexing
we
that
can do
muscle
whatever
in the
we
run
want.
game. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. Kentucky back at it with a fresh
That's a
set of
touchdown,
downs.
Honeycutt.
He's looking
Nope.
to throw it.
That's a
Feeling
great
some
play,
heat.
though.
Finds
Our
the
new tight end is
end.
amazing.
So close to that end zone. He can
Can't believe I
almost
can't
taste it,
remember
but
our
it'll
tight
be
end's
first
name.
and
He
goal
was
for this
amazing.
offense.
Yeah, and Palmer, I don't know what his grade's going to be, but hitting over 400 yards on the day, I think coaches are going to be pretty impressed with the day this young man had.
No doubt. And I think for
Yeah, I would
defensive
hope
coordinators
coaches would
moving
be
forward
impressed,
now,
right?
You're going to be charged with having to
Commentators?
find answers to try to slow this guy down. Today, we've seen this defense try blitzing,
Oh, Dan's
zone
out.
coverage, man coverage. They've mixed up personnel.
And the ball comes out. What a
Heads up play
disastrous
by Steven.
Oh, and
He
gets
looked for it the
ball
whole
back.
time.
Lucky to do so. Guess it could have been worse.
Way to grab
Deep
that
breath,
ball.
Right, man. You fumble that thing, you cough it up. You're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
Come on,
Third and
Dan.
goal from way back there. He wants to throw it.
Come on, Dan. Get another one.
Kentucky. And
It's
the
now called
punishment has been
Honeycutt Field.
extended.
No longer Kroger Field.
This offense said they wanted to
Honeycutt
start the year
Field.
all gas and no breaks, and that's exactly what this game has shown.
Can't
From
guard
the very
him.
opening whistle, this offense has been in sync. They've been explosive. Defense has had no answer for them. This unit is going to give teams problems because of
You
their
know,
playmaking
we don't
ability
need to
all
sim
year
this
long.
season. I'll go ahead and give you all the result simulated. I simulated it in my head. We don't lose. We beat Georgia in Georgia by 45 points. We don't lose a game. We win the national championship by 60 points. And your Kentucky Wildcats win it again for a 5th national championship.
They're up by 25 over the
So yeah, I hope y'all
Sharks.
enjoyed that super
We
sim. I
promise to
did
keep
it in my
you
head,
posted
and
on what goes
nobody can beat
down
us.
in this exciting college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin
Nope.
will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere.
like, imagine trying to game plan against us. Like, oh, do they have any weaknesses? Well, their coach is not good at clock management, so if you can run out the clock, you're in good shape.
Set for second down.
Wait, that's the only weakness? Well, yeah. Well, and he'll throw interceptions, but the problem is he has Dan Honeycutt. Yeah, he throws a lot of interceptions by hitting the wrong button, but yeah, he's got Dan Honeycutt, so he only has to focus on one button. That would be the other teams trying to scout against us, right?
They'll run it from the gun. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Keep it on the ground. Just
3rd
a
and inches.
solid stop by this
Send it.
sophomore. 3rd and short now from their own 48. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And the
I
Ducks
missed
pick
it.
up the
I
first
read
down.
that, but I missed it.
Big catches, big plays, tons of yards through 3 quarters.
I tell you,
from
what a
these
great
guys.
video game this
This
was.
drive's
College
been
football
productive
is
so
back,
far.
everybody, and their
Already picked up a couple
College Football
first downs,
25
now close
was
to midfield.
incredible. My most played
Close to
game,
the net.
and Storm Livings! What a way to go out!
Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return.
Read
but he
that
has set him
perfect.
up at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, but this game is just incredible. They did an incredible job on it, and I'm so excited for College Football 26 because they already built an incredible game here in 25.
Get the INT.
You know,
Nice job by
have the AI be a little bit better on defense on Heisman. Quality of life changes. We're in good shape. What a run by Tremaine Stack. But did you see our blocker get crushed?
You got to feel good for this kid, too. He worked so hard this past offseason to put himself in
Dan
position
Honeycutt says
to
he
be
wants
the
more
starting
touchdowns,
running back.
coach.
And he's got a lot of skill, guys. He's got speed, open field running ability. I think he's going to be a big part of the offense this season.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away.
Well, Dan, you got to get open if you want touchdowns. Our coach wants to run it. Well, wait, we are the coach.
Taking a shot, falls incomplete,
Oh.
but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take
not
advantage
my
of.
game
back
plan.
into this defense, so
Must
they're
be
letting it
Jerry's
fly.
game plan.
After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. And
He's
got
open. You see him,
smacked
Guerrero,
just as he released the
across
pass.
the middle.
It's incomplete.
This pass rush is serious, man. When you watch them on film, they do a nice job in the back end, taking away all the throws down.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing a better job right now.
But that pressure, it gets to them, and they force the incomplete.
Quarterback
Are they going to do it
audible.
again? There's no shot.
On
No,
third
see,
and
they
long,
were ready
trying
for
to have
that.
a big
Yeah,
completion here.
they were ready. Take out Honeycutt and then have that linebacker bait you right in for an interception. They knew that was great right there.
Obviously, this game
That's how they
hasn't
should have been
gone
playing
the
it
way
this
they would
entire
have liked,
game.
but coaches are always
The
looking for
issue
positive
was
moments and things
my
that you
read
can
was the
build
post,
on.
second
How about
read.
that young man
He was
going
open
out,
for a second,
getting an
but their
interception?
linebacker
Yeah, they're
baited
being
us
blown
into
out.
that
It's
throw.
probably not
That was
gonna
their
win this
best play of the
football
game.
game, but that is the type of play that as a coaching staff you can build on.
They finally
for next
learned.
week's game.
They just should have done it earlier, right?
Looking downfield, it's Costa. Pressure coming.
Good job. There's Marcus.
Will chalk up
His
a
first sack.
And this has been one of those
Come
days
on.
you want to forget. I mean, you're getting drunk. There's no other way to put it. It's been a bad day. I'm trying to put a drive together here, maybe to just get some kind of momentum, something positive.
So
maybe
that
something
shows that
in
the
locker room to
AI
talk
can
about
play
today.
against fast receivers. They just never do. They never do.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline,
That was the bet. They
you're
still
not
shouldn't
getting
have been
past
pressing
the
on the
sticks.
outside,
This
though.
defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the clock.
Lofts one deep down the right side.
You're kidding.
Double coverage, and they made him pay.
They
It's
called pass
intercepted.
interference.
Looking for more room. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession. Oh, man. Thought he had the interception, but the official rules gained too much of an advantage, so wave
Let
off
'em
the
play,
turnover,
refs.
Give up the yardage, it'll be first down.
Let 'em
In the
play.
middle, it's Padrino. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle. That last completion sets him up on second down. He's looking to throw. Lets it fly. He's got him wide open.
Watch Oregon come
And
back
they
and
pick
win
up
this
a better
game.
than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. This offense thrives on those big, explosive plays, and that one has them set up with a 1st and 10 from the 17.
Oh,
Unloads
good
quickly.
tackle.
And a good
That's
job
Dylan
in
Rowe.
coverage
He did a
there.
great
They
job
stop it after
tackling
just
last
a
year.
few. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down.
You know you had a rough year when the best part of your secondary was your tackling.
Quarterback on the keeper. And they'll
Good
wrestle
hit.
him to the ground after a short gain.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off,
Let's
when
go.
to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. You just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
Down by multiple possessions.
Don't let
They
'em run
can't
for a
come up
first
empty
down.
on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. Makes his connection.
He got
They
it.
make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and
Barely.
it's 1st and goal from the 7. The Ducks look to keep this drive humming. They'll use the
Oregon's
running
like,
game
it
on 1st
happened
and goal.
again. You know, they win
He's
this
got
game
another
like all the
40-yard
hope
line right on
all the hope in the world. They were so excited that they got a call from Ryan Gamer, head coach of Kentucky, and like, we want to play you in week 1. They were so excited because after our rough year last year, they were just, yeah, we'll play you. Yeah. And they were so excited going into this game, and it's just, they've been completely derailed.
He's going to lose a yard on that one. The big fellas coming out in the goal line defense. On 3rd and goal, they'll throw it.
That was a good play call. That was a really good play call.
Window dressing here at the end of the game. The result of this game is going to sting for sure, but you've got to continue to build, you've got to improve, and you can take some positives out of this late hustle and build for next week.
Yeah, 42-17, you know.
Looking for those things that we did well. What did we do well so we can do more?
Should we
of
just
it
run
in
it?
the future? Finding some things here late that they
You
did
know,
well.
just close it out. No, we have Dan Honeycutt. We'll run it once.
The big blue offense takes the field.
You don't
After
run
that
with
last
Dan
big
Honeycutt.
game,
Are they
really
pressing on
need
the
to
outside?
take care of the
No,
ball
they're
this
not.
time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this round.
Just couldn't find
Hear that?
an open man. He'll get
Commentator
rid of it,
hopes
and
we're
it'll
not
be
afraid to
second
throw it.
down.
I'm never afraid to
Couldn't
throw
make
it.
the
Don't you
connection
worry.
last time. Let's see if they throw it again.
But I'm going to run this one.
They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Okay.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football.
Dan Honeycutt touchdown.
They've got a pretty
This
good
was
lead
our
here
play
late in the
last
game,
year.
but the defense
This
knows
was the
run's
Dan
coming,
Honeycutt
right? So they're gonna be
touchdown
loading
play.
the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And he
Well, it's a touchdown, all right. No, it's not.
And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
You're like, oh, this is the Ryan Gamer we know and love, right? This is definitely a gamer ability video, right? Oh, be ready. Listen, if you don't like interceptions, you're watching the wrong channel.
The Ducks ready to go
If
back
you
to
get
work
frustrated
on
with
offense.
interceptions, let me go ahead and
This has
warn
been a
you.
really disappointing performance.
I
Dave,
throw
no question about that,
20
but
to
they
30
can
interceptions
find
a
some
year.
positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open.
I tell you, their mascot thinks they're winning, right?
Hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's
You know,
why
we're
they
just
call it
having
game
fun
of
here.
inches,
We're-
David, but I'll
obviously,
say
that
this,
shouldn't
if
have
you're
been a
on
pick. I
offense,
should never have thrown
don't go on
that.
social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build on.
Are we going to be the #1 team after
The
this
Ducks
win?
have it in scoring position on 1st and goal.
We might be.
Back to throw, it's Costa. Looking to
Pick
the end
that!
zone.
Andres
Fires
Robledo
up.
does it again!
He looked as if
He should have been
thought
playing
had it
safety
all
all
the way,
along.
And this junior makes a play.
Heat up them pass
What?
rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game in the 4th quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots.
We did it, everybody.
Reception. This one's almost
We
done.
created a
And this is
iconic.
exactly where
That's a
you wanna be
touchdown,
as an
right?
offensive coordinator. Like when you've got the lead,
It's gotta be
late in
to
the
Guerrero.
football game, just run the football, eat the clock. Man, they put a good day together.
You're like, Ryan, are you out here
Either way with this
audibling
defense,
when you have a
lot
big
of
lead?
positive
Well,
things.
we got to get our other generational talent receiver involved.
And they're going to put another
Guerrero!
one into the end zone as they just keep
6'6",
piling points on
pure
the scoreboard.
muscle, 225 pounds with 97 speed, 50-50 ability. This kid's insane. He has sure hands as well.
The playmaking on the field. These guys have got dudes all over the field, and this kind of win week 1 sends a statement and reverberates.
Stephen Bullock took a shot, but delivered that ball beautifully. Oregon's coach is over there yelling across the
Lining
sideline.
up
Are
to
you
tack
kidding
one
me,
more out of
Ryan?
that lead.
Well, you know,
And with that extra
We're
point,
trying
the
to win
lead
Heisman.
remains in the gargantuan category. You want to see quick strike ability?
You know,
it was epitomized
in this
there.
dynasty, was there just a
80 yards,
problem, a
touchdown on the
bug
board.
with the AI play calling for Oregon
He
defensively?
thought about bringing
Have
that
you
out
noticed
for a
that?
half second,
Every
but
time
he'll
we play
take it in,
Oregon,
they'll bring it to the
they
25.
leave our fast receivers
And Oregon
wide
has it
open.
back,
They
and
did
here
the
comes
same
the
thing to
offense.
Barryon Brown, if you
This
remember.
has been an
In our first national
old-fashioned
championship,
fanny
they
paddling,
left
David.
him
I mean,
wide
they've
open
just
2
got
years in a
taken
row, and
behind
every
the
time
woodshed.
when we played
There's
them.
nothing to say. This has been an
That's-
absolute...
And he throws his third pick of the day.
We got a
His head has
team
to be
now.
spinning. Made that play and was
Should we
hoping to
get
make
one more?
another one on the return, but
I got
they'll
one
take
more
it
in me,
business
everybody.
at the 41. Offense set on first down.
Stephen Bullock says, I got one more.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Fires deep toward the end zone.
Oh,
Falls incomplete, and he did
almost did it
everything
again.
perfectly, except catch
Wow,
the
he
football.
almost did it
Second
again.
down coming.
And how
Dan
about this
Honeycutt
offense?
is
They're
just
not
too
worried about the
good.
clock.
Like,
They're not worried about the
I think
score.
we could all
They're not
agree
worried
that
about
this
early
kid
downs, still
is
trying to
the
execute
best
their
receiver to
offense,
ever play the
still
game.
trying to make big plays, and they've had a great day so far.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Dan
And the
Honeycutt.
pummeling has started.
Welcome to Honeycutt Field.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves.
This is the
a great
revenge
day,
game I
and the
needed in this
stats just
dynasty.
continue to pile
That
up.
last season left a
And
bad
with the
taste in my
extra
mouth.
point, the lead
And
is
yes, we
even
crushed
bigger.
Louisville in the season finale of that
Aggressive play
series.
calling
But,
on
like,
that drive. Just 2 plays, they get
I
the
needed
long
more.
touchdown pass to pay it
We
off.
got robbed of a
The
bowl
kickoff
game.
team out there set to
And
put it away.
season was over. I needed one more. So I put the toughest team that we
And
could
it'll
schedule.
come out to the 25. No
And
attempt at a return.
We have shown that we are the best team in college
All
football. There's a
wideouts,
reason
no
we
backs.
led this team to 4 national championships. We have built a powerhouse defensively. We didn't look like it last year, but we
Wasting
did
no
every
time
other year.
throwing on this drive. Got his man.
We have forced more turnovers
And he
than
almost
any other
ran away
team
from
if you look
everybody
at
on
these
that
past
one. A
5
huge
years, right?
Pick up on that play.
We allow big plays, you know, but we make big plays. And we built a powerhouse offense. There it is.
We waited so long to start the season. and
On
just the way
UK,
you wanna
baby.
start, getting that
We
first
did
pick.
it.
And the first games are so much fun. You've been practicing against each other over and over all through camp. Now you get to come out, start the season off 1-0, Jesse. Great start.
It was a great start for the winning team. Now, for the losing team, obviously not the way you want to get into this season. There were some mistakes with execution, and guys are going to have to do a better job individually. But that's why you play the games. You get to now go back to the drawing board, get back on the practice field, try and iron out these wrinkles. It's a long season ahead. A lot to play for.
Yeah, Dan Honeycutt had a pretty good final game for the Kentucky Wildcats. And what about Stephen Bullock, everybody? He would probably win Heisman this year. 100%. We have to look at Dan Honeycutt's stats and Stephen Bullock's stats. Here we go. 17 for 29, 538 passing yards, 7 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Receiving. Dan Honeycutt, 8 for 303, 5 touchdown catches. He's unguardable. Look at the new tight end. Converted receiver. Wow, he dominated. 1 touchdown, 130 yards. Guerrero had that, only 2 catches, but that big touchdown. And then Sands had 2 catches. you know who we're throwing it to. You still can't stop us. You cannot stop Dan Honeycutt. We have not found a team who could stop Dan. There was one team last year who stopped him, and it was Georgia, I think. But other than that, another team has been able to stop him. So, what a journey. This concludes my final game in the College Football 25 Kentucky Dynasty Series. Now, I'm going to pause the video, take a look at a couple highlights, and I do want to see if we are the #1 team. So I'll show you all that, and then we'll close out this series. And as you can see, we did not move to #1 or #2, but we moved to #6, and you can see who we play the next game. You talk about a tough schedule. Oregon and then Ohio State. Now, Ohio State has not had a good dynasty in this Kentucky Dynasty Series. You know, they have a good team overall. They just have really struggled. They had a rough year. Like they missed the postseason like the last 3 seasons or something like that. So I don't know what's happened there with the Ohio State Buckeyes, but they've struggled in this dynasty. So that would have been our next game here in week 2 of the 2029 season. But what a journey this has been. 4 national championships, You know, we turned around Kentucky into an absolute powerhouse, and we got generational talent. You all got to see Dan Honeycutt play and Stephen Bullock, two players who will be forever remembered in the history of the Kentucky Wildcats in College Football 25. But big thank you to you all for all the support on this series. The support has been incredible, and stay tuned. Starting on July 7th, a new College Football 26 Road to Glory series, and the Dynasty series will probably start on July 8th, depending on when I can get that video edited and out for you all. But like I said in the beginning, before we go, be sure to leave a comment letting me know what team you want me to take over. I would like to take it over a team in a bigger conference, and what I'm going to do with the Dynasty this time. I am going to play that with that team until we win a national championship. Once we win a national championship, we will be starting another dynasty and then creating another one. The national championship will be the finale of that series. That's the ultimate goal of the rebuild series that I feel like is a good way to do it. You know, this series would have ended on season 1. So that would have, but that's not going to be the case now that we're playing on Heisman. I really doubt that will happen. It's going to be much harder for that to happen. The first season was an All-American, which set us up for success, right? But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in College Football 26, everybody. And as always, have a fantastic day, everybody.